What is up? It is Andy coming to you right before Sunday, Week 7 NFL, where we're going to be looking to make it 6 out of 7 winning weeks so far in the most difficult sport to bet on and win consistently. I'm coming a little late to you this time around. A, because I tickled your fancy with a Dave and a Dan. I wet your beak with that first video. If you haven't watched that, definitely go check it out. But also because I know the majority of bettors, they claim to be, no, I'm a great bettor. I'm a great bettor. When do you bet? Like on Sunday at 12:45, 15 minutes before kickoff. All right, so what do you take? You take unders because you waited for them to get as high as possible? No, I take all overs. So why'd you bet on the last minute? Because I'm lying to you right now, and I'm actually not a good bettor. And I just bet on Sunday at 12:45 because I couldn't even wake up for the London game. So this video will be for you. The guy who's probably still up. You're gonna watch this before you fall asleep. And what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna give you 5 different picks. This is what I've been doing these last couple of weeks. I try to find 5 picks and then I take them just a hair on the alt, a little bit higher, and I do 5 picks and round robin them, because if you can hit 3 out of 5 and the picks are all plus money, if you want one that's around like minus 110, minus 115, that's fine. You're guaranteed to make a decent amount. And these last 2 weeks on my own, I hit 4 out of 5 on my round robins, and they were very profitable. So I said, you know what? Let me take one of my own personal strategies, one of my own personal things that I do, and give it to you people. You guys, you love parlays, right? That's who you are. You're the parlay pirates. Well, you can't parlay any more than a round robin, which is like a multiplication table of all the different parlays you can possibly make between these 5 picks that I'm about to give you. Some of these picks I teased on a Dave and a Dan, and why don't we start with those right now? The first one, Demario Douglas. I was a week ahead of the curve where I thought that Drake May might inject life into the offense, and he was always the most talented receiver on this team. And last week he was in the 30s, he got to the 90s, and I was thinking, okay, what are we looking at here? Probably got to be pretty high up considering they're playing essentially the worst pass defense in the NFL. No, I'm still seeing a total that I can deal with in the 40s. So why don't you just give me, remember, we're not doing anything crazy. We're just a little nudge up in the alts. Give me the over on 55.5 receiving yards for Demario Douglas. Then I'm going over to the Colts-Dolphins game, where I've been paying close attention to the running back situation. I wanted to see if Achane was going to be cleared, and he was cleared from concussion protocol, so he's going to be active. But this is the first game after a bye with Tyler Huntley. Remember, they were all in disarray. They had those 2 games, the disaster on Monday Night Football, and then they squeaked out that win against the Patriots. Well, they've had 2 weeks to work with Huntley, and they got Mostert back. So something that probably many people already forgot by now, week 1, for a large majority of the snaps, Mostert and Achane were on the field at the same time. I know I had mentioned that Achane was operating as a de facto 3rd receiver for the team. My particular thought is for this game, after he just cleared concussion protocol, I don't think they're running him up the gut like they were trying to do while Raheem Mostert was gone. I think this is going to look like week 1, which means there's going to be potential receiving opportunities. What I'm going to go with is the over 25.5 receiving yards for Achane. This is a guy, don't forget, 1 crease and that thing is cleared. Like, this is a guy with Tyreek Hill type of speed, but he was never somebody in an offense who you were just going to run him up the middle when everybody knows your quarterback can't throw, and you would be able to just bust a long one or there'd be a screen. He's not best utilized working from under center like that. So now they will have Mostert in the backfield, and they'll have him running all these motions, and they will find the way to get him the ball in space, especially since Mike McDaniel has had the bye and 2 weeks to work with this quarterback, a healthy Mostert, and now Achane. So give me that over 25.5 receiving yards for Achane.
Winner.
My 3rd pick for the 5 selection round robin is going to be one that I teased on a Dave and a Dan. Now, it's interesting because with Aiden Hutchinson being out of that Lions game, I have a feeling this Lions game may look like some Lions games from last year, back and forth and back and forth, and I think there will be throwing. And I was between two picks that I like. So if you're just, a regular guy, you're a Dan. If you just want a regular basic pick, the standard 9-5 over on Sam Laporta. I understand that he hasn't had a good year up to this point. I think this game is actually set up well for him. But as far as this 5-pick round robin, give me the alt over on Jordan Addison, 60.5 receiving yards. We found out that TJ Hawkinson's not coming back this week, so we're getting a fully healthy Jefferson and a fully healthy Addison as the main two pass catchers on an offense that's extremely creative, and Sam Darnold has had the bye, and the whole team has had the bye to prepare for this game. Indoor game, plenty of opportunities to throw the ball. The Vikings are one of the most throw-heavy teams in the entire NFL. This sets up very well for Jordan Addison, who runs plenty of intermediate to deep routes. You could be talking about 3 catches getting you to over 60.5 yards. Well, why not 80? I'm not doing that with this. All you need to do is just a little nudge into the plus. And if we can nail 3 of them, it's guaranteed winnings. Over 60.5 receiving yards for Jordan Addison. Then the second game that I just had so many things that I liked in, and there's another thing that I like in that game. So many games, I like a grand total of nothing on this entire slate. But that Lions game, and then this Niners-Chiefs game. What do I like? Oh, yeah, I like the Niners or the Chiefs. No, I like the deli slices within the game. Go ahead. You keep betting on black and red. Give me that red 23. Give me those nice high-paying ones on the inside. And the ones that I talked about on a Dave and a Dan were the over on rushing yards for Patrick Mahomes and the under on Kareem Hunt rushing and receiving. I also said that I like the Brandon Ayuk receiving yards, and that is one that you can take an alt over on, because there's going to be no Juwan Jennings, and he's going to be their primary receiver running all the intermediate to deep routes. And he has like a total in the high 50s. I really had that one in there. I had it in there to give you. So if you don't like what I'm about to say, you can flop that one in there. But what I'm going to go with is the over 15.5 rushing yards for Deebo Samuel. Why are you doing that? Andy, why would you do that? Well, I've always believed that Deebo's utilization as a running back is tied to A, the importance of the game, and B, the health of the running backs. Well, what do we know about the running backs? We know that Jordan Mason had to leave the last game, and he was in a non-contact jersey for the majority of the week. Then he practiced on Friday. Yeah, he's going to be in the game. But in a game they want to win against Kansas City, I think Deebo's going to get his fair share of touches in the backfield, let alone, like, look at week 1 when they played the Jets and there was no McCaffrey. What did he get? 8 carries? 9 carries? 15.5 is the alt over. That's a plus money bet. I really like that one. Yes, I like the Ayuk over. I like the under on Kareem Hunt rushing and receiving. I like the over on Patrick Mahomes run. I just built you a same-game parlay within this whole thing as I tried to narrow it down to one selection for the 5-team round robin. So what I'm going to go with for that is the over 15.5 rushing yards for Deebo Samuel. And then lastly, I wanted a semi-alt, but unfortunately it wasn't available on Draftkings. As I said, if one of your picks is a minus, it's fine. If 3 out of any of these 5 hit, you're a guaranteed winner using a round robin. But what I'm going to go with is the over on receiving yards for Jaylen Warren. You have Russell Wilson stepping in there, different kind of quarterback, and I know Fields is going to get some snaps. Warren played last week. He had 2 catches, I think, like on the first couple of drives. But now that he's a week removed from the hit, because remember, he was coming back from a hamstring injury, so he got through that game. Another week to get healthy. I believe he'll catch a couple dump-offs, especially if Russell Wilson, as is rumored, is going to be the starter and getting the majority of the snaps. He doesn't mind dumping it down to running backs, and I think Warren is set up well to just a couple quick checkdowns over 11.5 receiving. Okay, I mean, if you're a parlayer, prove it. Enter those 5 in a round robin. The alt over on Demario Douglas receiving, the alt over on Devon Achane receiving, the alt over on Jordan Addison receiving, the alt over on Deebo Samuel rushing, and then just the standard 9-5 over 11.5 receiving yards for Jaylen Warren. And that's what I'm giving to you this week because it's worked out so well for me personally. And every once in a while, I mean, I'm just raking so much money in with the line combos in the NHL. I thought I'd throw you a bone and let you peek behind the curtains, let you see what I've been doing these last couple of weeks. So that's what I'm going to be doing on my own. But as far as if you just want random 9 to 5 deli slices across the board, well, the standard over on Devon Achane receiving, the standard over on Demario Douglas receiving, the standard over on Jordan Addison receiving, the standard over on Sam Laporta receiving, the standard over on rushing yards for Deebo Samuel, the standard over on rushing yards for Patrick Mahomes, the standard under on rushing and receiving for Kareem Hunt, and then the standard over on receiving for Brandon Ayuk. And that was just all on the top of my head. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. Show some appreciation here. You know what you got to do. All right? If I see the good engagement, I'll continue to make these because I got to start making cuts. It's too many videos now. So if you want these, let me know. Show your appreciation. You guys know the sports betting karma. You watch a video, you want good sniffs. The guy giving sniffs asks you to do a favor, and that's how it works. You do those favors. You click those buttons down there. You click the like, comment, subscribe, the freaking Tinkerbell, whatever's in the corner, notifications, and then these sniffs works out. It's worked out pretty good all season so far. NFL, NHL, how are you? You know you could find the extra sniffs and the extra parlays and the up-to-date stuff on the Patreon. Why don't you come over there, have yourself a time? Hopefully I see you there. If not, I will see you for some Monday NHL, NFL sniffs. I'll talk to you then. Take it easy.